solid, they should put me on the trust tour. Been ran the ghetto, slammed the metal like a truck door. Rappers trying to handle me, need to get in touch more. I'm in a class of my own, invited with a +4. Still remember days we was coming up poor.
Alright, so boom, it's your brother Clever, and this is the Clever Thoughts, Upstate Uncovered, Episode 2. When people talk about the sound of upstate New York, the conversation usually starts with the bigger cities. But if you spent real time paying attention to the culture, you know there's another city that quietly produce artists with undeniable talent. Niagara Falls, New York. And amongst the names that have earned genuine respect over the years, one artist continues to stand out, Joe Streetz. This isn't about hype. This isn't about chasing trends. This is about recognizing an artist whose dedication, consistency, and music ability deserves to be acknowledged. You see, Joe Streetz isn't one of those artists who depends on controversy to stay relevant. He lets his music speak. From his first record to his latest release, you can hear an artist who invested years into mastering his craft. His delivery is very confident. His songwriting is intentional, and every verse sounds like it was written with purpose. You see, that's something you can't fake. You see, a lot of people can rap, but very few know how to make people feel what they're saying. And that's where Joe Streetz separates himself. Because his music isn't rushed, it's craft. Every beat selection, every hook, and every verse carries a level of professionalism. And that's very increasingly rare in independent music. What makes him special isn't just his lyrical ability, it's his versatility. Joe Streetz has records you can ride to, records that'll motivate you, records that tell stories, and records that remind you that lyricism still matters. He's that type of artist that understands that every song doesn't have to sound the same, because he knows when to attack a beat with aggression, and he also knows how to slow it down and to paint a picture, and also knows when to let emotion take control. That's the mark of a complete artist. Over the years, he built a catalog that reflects growth, not just as a rapper, but as a musician. Tracks like Hunger Pain showcase the hunger and dedication that helped shape his career, while collaborations like American Dream featuring Gifted demonstrates his ability to elevate a record without overpowering it. That's something real artists recognize, knowing how to shine while still making a song better. One thing that deserves more recognition is Joe Streetz' work ethic, because talent will get you noticed, but consistency earns respect. He's continued to represent Niagara Falls with professionalism and pride. Year after year, project after project, and feature after feature, without the machine behind him, without major label budgets, without chasing every viral moment, just music, real music, and sometimes that's enough. Unfortunately, artists from upstate New York usually don't receive the recognition that they deserve. And not because the talent isn't there, usually because the spotlight shines somewhere else. And that's exactly why Upstate Uncovered exists. To highlight artists like Joe Streetz, who's been putting in work long before people start paying attention. To celebrate the creators who continue to build their legacy one song at a time. And to remind the culture that talent doesn't always come from major markets. A lot of talent comes from upstate New York. And Joe Streetz have become one of those artists whose name carries weight because of what he's earned, and not because somebody handed it to him. And when fans hear his name, they already know they're about to hear some quality. What he has is the type of reputation that every artist will hope to build, and is one that Joe Streetz has spent years creating. As his catalog continues to grow, so does the impact on the upstate music scene. Whether you're familiar with his work or just discovering his music for the first time, one thing becomes clear after listening. This is an artist who takes his craft serious, and that's the type of artist who we believe deserve his flowers while he's still creating. This has been your Clever Thoughts, Upstate Uncovered, where your upstate artists get their flowers, because legends don't only deserve their flowers after they're gone, they deserve their flowers while they're still writing their story. So like, share, and comment, and stay tuned for your next upstate artist, because that's the clever way.